The camping business is like the cornfield behind me this year. It's a bumper crop. We have reached the turning point. The turning point comes every summer when up in Ohio the sun sets after 9 o'clock, and then all of a sudden yesterday it set at 8:59, and so it's basically mid-July, but it's now the turning point on the summer. And I always think about my summers spent primarily in college, out west and east in the mountains, and how there's a pattern and a rhythm to each summer. This year is a little bit different. It's been good for business. Everyone wants to go camping. It's extremely busy. I have never dealt with as many phone calls and emails as we have in our office during this time, but the turning point is still the same. It's still on the downhill run heading towards the winter solstice and fall, and the days will be getting shorter and summer's coming to an end slowly.
Place out there in the parking lot, stay closer to the door. Okay, when I go there, I see people get out of their cars and they're like boom, 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 boom.
He gets his hairs cut really short.
Too high speed. As far as the summer crew goes, you know, you're part of this group, and I was always out west or out east in the mountains, and I would go home and go back to school. It's a lot like getting off of a long trail where there's a reacclimatization period where you get back into normal life. I always think that this kind of thing is actually more normal life than working in a city or working in an office and having to wear a suit, but that's kind of why I do the work camping thing and have chosen the outdoor industry for most of my career, I guess you would call it, various different spots, but it's been a recreation or outdoor industry career, and it's been good. I've said before, you're never going to get rich in the outdoor industry, but your stress level and your work environment and the rewards of having a good view and watching the sun slowly drop over a hill in the evening, and watching birds and other animals out in your grass. Sometimes you just turn the radio off and hope you can turn the air conditioner off when it's not too hot, and just enjoy the peacefulness that you get in this lifestyle. Well, welcome back, friends. Coming to you from the 5 Mile Start at an undisclosed location's 5 Mile river trip on the Mohican. Getting out for a staff afternoon. It is Wednesday. I'm rocking the Chilba hat today, the Cav Pro real wood paddle, and summer on the Mohican. Any words of wisdom from the undisclosed location somewhere in the Mohican River Valley? Mohican whitewater, we're all about to die. By this point in the summer, your crew is at your working crew is at a cohesive unit. I must say that the folks I've been working with this summer in our office are some of the best that I've ever had, at least in the campground business. So as these days start growing shorter, I think about all those years spent in different places in the past, and how July 25th is known as Christmas in July, which we're doing this year at our place, and when I worked at Philmont, we called it the Phil Fiesta.
Which phone is that? Galaxy? Samsung? Ooh. Samsung?
Dobson
Does they hurt you?
They eat things. Huge.
They eat other bugs?
Yeah. This is content right here, Shrag. This is content. Then you would hit that point where everybody would leave, and your summer crew would depart. And sometimes it'd be the same crew, or similar crews, or bits and pieces of the same crew for the next year or the year after that. But there's always a change, and one year's never quite the same as the next. You know, as the saying goes, you never step in the same river twice. But one of my favorite stories by Norman Maclean was The Ranger, the Cook, and the Hole in the Sky, and talking about as he spent his summer with the Forest Service crew it was probably early 1900s out in Montana. And he's talking about seeing the ranger, that was the head guy for his crew for the summer, Bill Bell, load up on his horse with his pack horses trailing behind him and ride off literally into the sunset over the gap in the mountains over a pass. And his brief description of that at the end of his book. Although I had no way of knowing it at the time, I was never to cross the Bitterroot Mountains again. So I was never to see Bill Bell or any of the other men again, or the girl my age from Derby. When the dot of Morse code disappeared into the sky, another summer crew of the United States Forest Service had come and gone forever. Everything that was to happen had happened, and now everything that was to be seen was gone. It was now one of those moments where nothing remains but an opening in the sky and a story, and maybe something of a poem. Anyway, as you possibly remember, these are the lines in front of the story. And then he thinks he knows the hills where his life rose. These words are now part of the story. So if you ever spent your summers at summer camp or working out west on a Forest Service crew, or guiding rivers, working at a campground, or if you ever wish you had, go ahead and smash that thumbs up and that like button, and please subscribe. And remember, no matter where you are or what you're doing, do what you can, where you are with what you have. This is Caribou Dave, the adventure dog who's wandering aimlessly out in the field behind me. See you next time.